Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. My name is Elaine and I've been collecting bags for the last 20 years and I've been reviewing them over at fairlycurated.com for the last 10. And today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I thought I'd talk a little bit about selling my bags. So I do sell my bags fairly frequently. So I may snap up bags fairly quickly, but I also let them go fairly quickly if I find that I don't use them. Part of that is because I do buy a lot of my bags secondhand or thrifted. So if I really like something, I'm quick to buy it just because I get bought up pretty quickly and there's no second time around. And over the years, I've sold my bags on eBay or through Fashion File. But recently, I've been selling my bags over at the RealReal. I think overall, I find that they give the best value in terms of ease and I think even percentage back. So it depends. I do have to say I used to sell a lot through Fashion File, but I don't think they give the best value. Yes, they will buy it outright, so you don't have to worry about whether an item sells. However, they don't give you much. And I think it's been especially bad since they were bought out or partnered with Neiman Marcus. So now my go-to is the RealReal. And a lot of people don't like the RealReal. I get it. You know, I personally don't buy bags off of the RealReal. I don't think their authentication services is the best. Plus, they don't have a guaranteed return. For some of the bags, you can pay for the insurance to return, but I mean, that's an extra several $100s. I also do not sell clothes to the RealReal. The value on the clothes percentage is not great. They're gonna price it quite low. So all my clothes, for the most part, I sell it at Crossroads, which is a local buy and sell shop. So, you know, you sell it to them and they'll give you 50% back in credit or 30% back in cash. So the only things that I sell at the RealReal are bags and jewelry. So those get fairly good valuations. Jewelry I also do buy at the RealReal because they do have GIA certified experts who are looking and testing the gold and the stones, but I digress. So today I will be talking about the last 10 bags that I sold at the RealReal and what I got for them, what I paid for them, and the net positive or negative. I'm going to be answering the question, are bags investments? So I have this in order from most recently sold to less recently sold. And for the most part, the time range is from now, which is September, to June. So these are the 10 bags, not just bags actually, these are the 10 items that I sold at the RealReal since June of this year. So first I'm gonna start with the Valextra tote, the Passaporte tote that I did feature in my What I'm Selling review. And so for that one, I bought it for $491 from Brandier. And I sold it. My net take home was $465.40. I'm not gonna talk about what the RealReal sold it for. I'm talking about what I got for it. So for that one, I did lose $25. The Bulgari Serpenti Forever top handle that I also talked about in my What I'm Selling video, I bought that for $584 off of Brandier, and I sold it with a take home of $1,198.13 from the RealReal for a net positive of $614. So yes, this is the one bag that I actually made some money off of. I got very lucky. I had no idea that it was going to go for that much. And I talk about it in my video of why I'm selling it. And it just wasn't really a useful bag for me. But I have to say, this is, as you'll see on this list, this is a rare thing. And then the next one that I sold was a Chanel Coco bag that I bought for $283. And I sold it for $323 for a net gain of $40. The next thing that I sold, it's not a bag, it's this H belt here from Hermes. Before I really got into Hermes belts, I bought this one, but I'm not a huge fan of the big H. So I bought it for $356. My take home was $361 with a net gain of $5.40. My next bag is from the Row. It is the Row Sophia bag. So I did review it here. I bought it for $1,141 and it sold at the RealReal for $1,215 with a net gain of $74. It's not bad. I did buy that bag just so I could really try out the Sophia. Like, I think in store the Sophia is $2,000 or more. It's kind of a lot. I mean, it's a beautiful saddle leather bag, but it's also very fragile. And the size that I got didn't really fit anything. And so for me to be able to sell it not at a loss, I think was great. The next bag was the Chanel bowling bag. So again, this was a Chanel bag that I got for really cheap on Brandier. I got it for $167 and I sold it for $278 with a net gain of $111. So pretty good. I got that one because it was in the east-west shape in the bowling and it was a Chanel for under $200. So I was like, great. If this becomes a vintage classic for me, that'd be wonderful. Unfortunately, it doesn't go over the shoulder. So I was really hoping I could just kind of squeeze it over the shoulder, but it doesn't fit. So again, it's a hand carry bag and I'm just really not a hand carry bag kind of person. My next one were shoes from Hermes. It's called the Silver Edie. It was in my size. I bought it off of Brandier. It's very rare for me to find shoes secondhand from Japan because I'm a size 8, 8.5, and the most common sizes in Japan are like 6.5, you know, so I usually don't find it. So when I found one, I like snapped it up, but I mean, silver flats, not really my style. I got that one for $156. Sold it for $212.55, and so I netted $56.55. So, you know, again, it's a win. Next one was an Hermes wallet, a Zop. Yeah. So I have one already in eTube. So I have this one in eTube. I bought this one first. I do like it a lot. I know long wallets are not in, but it's just kind of great for organization. Very sturdy. This one's in Chev leather, which is nice. So I saw this green one at Brandier. I was like, oh, you know, this is nice. It was under $200. So I bought it for $197, which I thought was a great deal because I bought this eTube one. I think I bought this from Fashion File and it was at least 5 to 6, you know, in the store. These are like thousands. So I was like, it's a good deal. But unfortunately, I think it's because of the color. This color is the least popular color in Hermes. And so I did sell it at the RealReal for $42. So I have a net negative of $154. So that was a loss. My next one is a Fendi Oyster bag. And this might be the only bag that I didn't buy off of Brandier. This one I bought off of the RealReal. So I saw an article about the Fendi Oyster bag and I've never seen it before, but it's like an interesting hobo shape. I thought, oh, that's really cool. It's unique. So I did buy 2 of those, but I did buy a bigger Fendi Oyster bag that I did keep. But this one was a lighter canvas. It was actually quite dirty when I got it. So I bought it from the RealReal for $260. I got a net $163, so that is a minus of $96. And last but not least is this Hermes backpack. I liked it because of the brown color. It's a 90s style. I got this one from Brandier. I bought it for $200. I got a net gain of $153, which means I have a net loss of $47. So adding it all up, the total here is a net positive of $577.99. 6 out of the 10 were gains, 4 out of the 10 were losses, and I got a net $577. I mean, that's pretty good. And just for this exercise, I said, what if I had instead put in the $3,835 that I spent on total for these bags? And if I had put that into the Vanguard total index, so I'm not like a stock person. If I had done it with VTI, my net positive would have been $275. So, you know, I actually made more than that by buying and selling these bags. So is it a better investment? Maybe. However, I'm doing a lot more work. Buying, selling, shipping, cleaning. I mean, to be honest, either ways of investing is kind of a gamble, but I'm more willing to use it on bags because, one, I review them on my blog. I like to share my insights and what I think about bags. And now I'm reviewing them here on YouTube. You know, so there's that. Also, I love bags. Like, I take this gamble because every once in a while I'll hit a jackpot, not in terms of selling, but just in terms of loving and falling in love with them and really using them. You know, it makes me happy. So, you know, there's that. But also I got lucky, or I know enough that I don't get fakes. Once you get a fake, that's a total loss. I guard myself from getting fakes by mostly trusting the Japanese resellers. And so I think, at least for Brandier, I've had a lot of success. I've only had one fake, and that was from the Row. That was a long time ago, and that was like, you know, to them, a relatively new brand. So I don't think their authentication was up to par for that particular brand and style yet. But since then, I've had no issues, and I've purchased, I don't know, 50 bags from them? That seems like a lot. 40? I purchased a lot of bags from them. So that's a little snapshot of all the things that I sold on the RealReal. Is this interesting to you guys? Of course, for me, it's interesting because I want to know if I'm losing money off of these bags. I don't buy these bags to make money. Honestly, I buy them because I love them or I'm curious about them. I think overall, to be net positive in general is nice. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting or informative. Let me know actually down in the comments below if you want more videos like this. And if you've watched this all the way through, thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.